What if the life you're living right now is just the surface of who you truly are? Have you ever felt a quiet yearning within? A sense that there's more to life than the daily grind, more to you than what meets the eye? This question often marks the beginning of a profound journey, one that leads inward to your core and outward to the infinite connections that bind us all. It's the journey of spiritual awakening, a deeply personal and transformative process that invites you to shed the layers of societal expectations and rediscover your truest self. Spiritual awakening defies rigid definitions, for it is as unique as the individuals who embark on it. At its heart, it is a personalized journey of self-discovery and connection, where the mundane transforms into the meaningful and the ordinary reveals its hidden depth. Unlike a linear path with clear checkpoints, the process of awakening unfolds more like a spiral, inviting you to revisit and deepen your understanding at every turn. It's a rhythm of breakthroughs, setbacks, and moments of clarity that together form a rich tapestry of growth. In this exploration, we'll navigate the 5 key stages of spiritual awakening, each a gateway to deeper self-awareness, authentic living, and a profound sense of interconnectedness. These stages aren't milestones to be conquered, but experiences to be embraced, as they guide you toward a life that resonates with purpose, truth, and harmony. Whether you're just beginning to hear the call or have been on the journey for some time, understanding these stages can illuminate the path ahead and inspire you to keep moving forward. So, what lies beyond the surface of your current reality? What could happen if you dared to step into the unknown, to unravel the mysteries within and around you? This is your invitation to explore, to awaken, and to become the fullest version of yourself. If this resonates with you, let's connect and share our journeys. Hit like and comment, "I'm awakening," if you're ready to step into this transformation. If you've already started your journey, comment, "I'm evolving," to inspire others with your growth. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into spiritual growth, self-discovery, and authentic living. Let's grow together. Ego dominance, though constricting, serves as an essential starting point for transformation. Think of it like a tightly closed bud, compact and protective, yet containing the potential for a beautiful bloom. The ego's role in this stage is not to harm or hinder, but to establish boundaries that define our identity, albeit in a limited way. These boundaries, however, eventually feel too tight, like outgrowing a favorite childhood sweater that once fit perfectly. This discomfort is the initial signal that something deeper within you is beginning to stir. As the cracks in the ego's dominance start to form, they can feel disorienting, even frightening. The ego resists change fiercely, as if clinging to its territory for dear life. It uses fear and doubt as its weapons, whispering, "If you let go of this, who will you be?" Or, "Without this identity, you'll be lost." These whispers act like the chains of a familiar prison, keeping you tethered to the safety of what you know, even if it no longer serves you. But within this resistance lies an opportunity, the chance to question whether the life you've been living is truly your own, or merely a reflection of societal expectations and external influences. The emotions that surface during this time are intense, often overwhelming. Feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, or anger may bubble to the surface as the ego struggles to maintain control. Yet, these emotions are not the enemy. They are signals, much like storm clouds that warn of impending rain. By observing these emotions without identifying with them, you begin to see the ego for what it truly is, a construct that thrives on division and attachment, not a reflection of your authentic self. The separation created by the ego during this stage is perhaps its most isolating feature. It encourages you to see the world in terms of me versus them, making connections with others seem transactional rather than genuine. Relationships are often viewed through the lens of what they provide, validation, comfort, or status, rather than as spaces for mutual growth and understanding. It's as if the ego builds walls around you, brick by brick, until you find yourself disconnected from the vast interconnectedness that underlies all existence. Yet, within this isolation lies the first whispers of awakening. The dissatisfaction with surface-level living grows stronger. Like a persistent itch you can no longer ignore. You begin to sense that there must be more to life than chasing achievements, pleasing others, or avoiding failure. The small, still voice of intuition, the part of you untouched by the ego, starts to make itself known. It's faint at first, like the flicker of a candle in a dark room, but its light is undeniable. At this point, the ego's dominance begins to feel like wearing shoes that are 2 sizes too small. Every step forward becomes uncomfortable, even painful, forcing you to stop and ask, why am I walking this path? Who am I really walking for? These questions are the seeds of transformation, pushing you to look beyond the surface of your identity and dive into the depths of your true nature. The ego's role, however, is not entirely negative. In many ways, it acts as a teacher, showing you the limitations of external attachments and the fleeting nature of validation. Each time you chase an achievement only to feel unfulfilled or compare yourself to others and come up short, the ego reveals its inability to bring lasting peace. Like a riddle that can't be solved with surface-level thinking, it forces you to dig deeper, to question the assumptions that have guided your life so far. As the cracks in the ego's armor widen, moments of clarity begin to shine through. These glimpses might come during quiet moments of reflection, in the stillness of nature, or through unexpected insights triggered by life's challenges. They are fleeting but powerful, offering a taste of the freedom and authenticity that await beyond the ego's control. These moments act as breadcrumbs, leading you toward the next stages of awakening, where the illusion of separation starts to dissolve, and a deeper connection with yourself and the world begins to take shape. This is not a stage that ends quickly or cleanly. The ego, with all its tricks and attachments, doesn't relinquish its dominance without a fight. It often doubles down, creating cycles of resistance and surrender. One day, you might feel as though you've broken free, only to find yourself entangled again in old patterns the next. This back and forth is a natural part of the process, much like waves receding before they crash against the shore again. Each wave brings you closer to understanding, closer to freedom, even if the progress feels imperceptible at times. In this stage, patience is key. The ego's grip is strong because it has been with you for so long, shaping your thoughts, emotions, and identity since childhood. It takes time to untangle yourself from its influence, to recognize that the thoughts in your mind are not the totality of who you are. Like learning to play an instrument, it requires practice, persistence, and a willingness to start over when you hit a wrong note. Through this stage of ego dominance, you begin to see that the discomfort and dissatisfaction it brings are not punishments, but invitations. They are calls to wake up, to step outside the boundaries the ego has created and explore the vastness of your true self. While the journey ahead may feel uncertain, the very act of questioning the ego's authority marks the first step toward a deeper, more authentic way of being. Ego death is not an end, but an ongoing, transformative process, an unfolding that deepens and expands over time. Just like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, the ego goes through various phases of shedding and renewal, each one offering new insights, challenges, and realizations. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, each layer revealing another layer of truth, yet the core, the essence of who you are, remains beyond words and concepts. The transformation is never fully complete because the process of awakening is not a singular event, but an infinite journey, much like the vast sky that stretches endlessly above you. Each time you experience ego death, you are invited to embrace a new level of awareness. The identity that once seemed so certain and rigid begins to soften, like clay molded by a gentle hand as it expands beyond the confines of what you thought was possible. The process doesn't move in a straight line. Instead, it spirals, weaving through the various layers of your consciousness, slowly dismantling old patterns and beliefs that no longer serve your highest good. It's cyclical. Just as the seasons flow through their natural rhythm, so too does the ego continue to evolve and shed its outdated forms. What begins as a profound release, letting go of the rigid structures of ego, becomes a space of pure potential. With every layer that falls away, you move closer to the truth of who you are, beyond the limitations of your past, your achievements, and your roles. But even then, this isn't the final revelation. Each wave of ego death invites you to surrender deeper, to let go of even more of the illusion that you are separate, that you are defined solely by your mind or your external world. The shedding is constant, as if you are forever outgrowing your old self, stepping into a more expansive and limitless version of who you truly are. As the ego's hold loosens, you begin to realize that your identity is not something fixed or permanent, but something fluid, constantly changing, like a river flowing through time. This truth becomes liberating. It's like discovering that you've been playing a part in a play, not realizing that you are also the audience and the director. You are the observer, the experiencer, the witness to all that is happening around you, but you are not confined by it. Your essence is vast and uncontainable, like the ocean that embraces each wave, yet is never defined by any one of them. This continuous process of ego death opens doors to deeper wisdom, to a life lived more authentically and connected to the very fabric of existence. The realization that you are more than your thoughts, emotions, and roles invites you into a life of freedom and grace. Each moment becomes a reminder that you are part of a greater whole, interconnected with every being, every experience, and every moment. This awareness brings compassion, peace, and love, not just for others, but for yourself. As you come to understand that you are both the wave and the ocean, both an individual expression and a part of the vast oneness of the universe. Ego death is not a final destination, but a continual unfolding. It's like a tree growing deeper roots, constantly reaching toward the light, evolving as it matures. Every time you think you've reached the deepest level, a new layer emerges and the journey continues. In this way, ego death becomes less of an event and more of a way of being, an ongoing journey toward becoming ever more aligned with your truest nature. There is no end to this process, for it is a journey without destination, a transformation that flows endlessly as you awaken more fully to the interconnectedness of all that is. The search for deeper truths is not a quest that reaches a final endpoint, but rather a profound journey of ongoing discovery. Think of it as a river that meanders through the landscape. Its flow never ceases, and every twist and turn brings new experiences, challenges, and understandings. From the moment you feel the urge to seek beyond what is immediately visible, you embark on an adventure that has no ultimate destination, but instead unfolds continuously as you explore the layers of existence, purpose, and truth. It begins with a deep yearning to understand the core of reality, the purpose of life, and the true nature of your being. You stand at the edge of an expansive horizon, unsure of exactly what lies ahead, but driven by an inner knowing that there is more to discover, more to experience, and more to learn. Every question that arises in your heart acts like a spark, igniting your inner journey further, illuminating the shadows of doubt and pushing you to dive deeper into the unknown. The essence of this search lies in the profound questioning of existence and purpose. You begin to ask, why am I here? What is the purpose of my life? What is the true nature of reality? These questions feel weighty, almost too vast to answer fully, yet they continue to propel you forward. It's like standing at the foot of a mountain, gazing up at its towering peak, wondering how you will ever reach the summit. But instead of seeing this mountain as an obstacle, you come to see it as an invitation to explore, to climb, and to unravel the mysteries hidden within its slopes. Each step you take on your journey provides new insight, new realizations, and sometimes new questions. This constant flow of inquiry becomes the lifeblood of the search, giving it meaning and direction. As you journey deeper into the unknown, you begin to explore spiritual practices and philosophies. These ancient paths provide you with tools to navigate the questions that arise and help you make sense of the mysteries you are uncovering. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, prayer, or yoga become your companions in this quest, guiding you inward and offering a way to connect with the deeper dimensions of existence. Think of these practices as instruments that tune the frequency of your soul, helping you attune yourself to a deeper level of awareness and understanding. They become the tools you use to clear the mental clutter, quiet the noise, and tune in to the subtle whispers of truth that arise from within. Sometimes these tools might feel unfamiliar or even challenging at first, but with patience and persistence, you begin to see how they unlock parts of your consciousness that were previously hidden. It's like learning to read a new language, each word, each gesture, revealing something deeper and more meaningful with time. As your exploration deepens, you may find yourself drawn to different spiritual philosophies. Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, and other wisdom traditions all offer their unique perspectives on the nature of life, suffering, and enlightenment. Each philosophy opens a different door to understanding, much like finding a new lens through which to view the world. They may challenge your preconceptions, broaden your perspective, and provide answers to questions you never thought to ask. Yet, with each answer comes a new set of questions, new dimensions of truth to explore. It's not a matter of finding one truth that ends all searching, but rather encountering a series of truths that gradually illuminate the path before you. Just as a river can have many branches that lead to the same ocean, each philosophy is but one path toward the deeper understanding that you are seeking. There is no single, final truth, but rather a kaleidoscope of perspectives that all add to the complexity and beauty of existence. This search for deeper truths also leads to an ever-deepening connection to the true self, the essence of who you are beyond the layers of conditioning, roles, and identities you have adopted throughout your life. You begin to realize that the person you thought you were, the one defined by your thoughts, emotions, and external achievements, is not the true you. Instead, your true self is the awareness beneath all of these layers. It's like peeling away the layers of an onion, only to discover that at the core there is nothing to grasp, nothing to define. This discovery becomes liberating as you stop identifying with the transient aspects of yourself and begin to rest in the stillness of pure consciousness. The more you connect with this deeper self, the more you realize that you are not separate from the universe, but intricately connected to all that is. The search reveals that the deeper truth you have been seeking is not out there somewhere, but within you, woven into the fabric of your being. As this journey unfolds, you become more attuned to the universal truths that transcend individual experience. You start to see the interconnectedness of all things, how every moment, every being, every experience is part of a greater whole. It's like stepping back from a painting to see the full canvas, understanding that every stroke of color, every brush of paint contributes to the larger masterpiece. The more you search, the more you come to realize that everything is interconnected, and you are part of a vast, intricate web of existence. This recognition strengthens your connection to life itself, helping you navigate challenges with greater ease and grace, knowing that they are part of the grand design. The search for deeper truths, therefore, is not about finding a final destination, but about continuing to open your heart and mind to the mysteries of the universe. It's about embracing the unknown with curiosity, trusting that every step forward brings you closer to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. It is a journey without an end, a process of continual unfolding, where each question leads to more questions, and each discovery opens up new horizons of understanding. This search brings you ever closer to the realization that the deeper truths you are seeking are already within you, waiting to be discovered in every moment of your life. The emergence of the authentic self is like the blooming of a flower that has been hidden beneath layers of soil, waiting for the right moment to unfurl its petals. It begins with the quiet, often unnoticed process of shedding, of letting go of the societal conditioning and expectations that have shaped the way you see yourself. From a young age, most of us are taught who we should be, what we should value, and how we should act in order to fit into the world. These external influences are like thick layers of fog, clouding the clarity of our true nature. We learn to wear masks, to take on roles, and to play parts in a play we never auditioned for. We become so accustomed to these identities that we forget they are just roles we've been handed, not the essence of who we truly are. The emergence of the authentic self is in many ways a process of unraveling these layers, one by one, until we finally stand in the light of our own truth, free from the weight of other people's expectations. The first step in this journey is to recognize how deeply ingrained societal conditioning is in our lives. It is like trying to remove a layer of paint from a canvas that has been covered for years. At first, it's hard to see any of the original colors beneath the surface. These layers of conditioning come from every corner of our society, our families, schools, peers, culture, and even the media. They shape how we think about ourselves, what we value, and what we believe we are capable of. For many, this conditioning becomes so entrenched that it feels like an inseparable part of who we are. It's like an actor who has played a role for so long that they forget their acting. But when you start to question the stories you've been told about yourself, you begin to uncover a different narrative, a story that is yours, not one imposed from the outside. The process of shedding these layers can be uncomfortable and unsettling. It's like stepping out of a cozy, familiar cocoon only to realize the world is bigger and more complex than you thought. But it's also liberating. When you let go of these external expectations, it's as if you've been holding your breath for a lifetime and can finally exhale. The weight lifts off your shoulders, and you begin to see yourself more clearly. It's a little like polishing a gemstone. You slowly remove the dirt and rough edges, revealing the brilliant, multifaceted jewel beneath. As you let go of what no longer serves you, your true self starts to emerge, shining through the cracks like sunlight, breaking through the clouds after a storm. Rediscovering and embracing one's true nature is a journey of self-acceptance, a return to the pure essence of who you are beneath the roles and labels. It's like remembering a song that you once knew by heart but had forgotten over time. As you begin to reconnect with this deeper part of yourself, you realize that you've always had within you everything you need to be your authentic self. This true nature is not something you have to go out and search for. It's already inside of you, waiting to be acknowledged. It's like peeling away the layers of an onion, each layer revealing a more essential, more pure version of yourself, until you arrive at the core, where there is nothing but your truth. The emergence of the authentic self is often accompanied by a sense of empowerment. It's as if you've been given permission to live in a way that feels right for you, rather than according to someone else's blueprint. There is a sense of freedom in this process because, as you reconnect with your true self, you start to see that the rules you've been following weren't necessarily the only way to live. The more you express this authentic self, the more you align with your deepest desires, values, and passions. Your voice becomes clearer, your actions more aligned with your heart, and your choices more in tune with who you are meant to be. This authenticity shines through in everything you do, from your career to your relationships, from the way you carry yourself to the way you speak. It's as if you've stepped out from behind the curtain, no longer hiding behind the mask of what you thought others wanted you to be. The impact of embracing the authentic self can be profound, bringing about significant changes in your life. When you start to live authentically, it's as if the universe begins to respond in kind. Relationships shift as you begin to attract people who resonate with your true nature, rather than the false version of yourself you once portrayed. The choices you make align more with your inner purpose, and you start to feel more fulfilled and at peace. It's like a musician finally finding the right melody. The notes come together in perfect harmony, creating a sense of ease and flow. You become more confident in who you are and less afraid of what others think. It's as if you've been walking around in a fog for years, and suddenly the sun breaks through, allowing you to see the path ahead more clearly. However, this process doesn't happen overnight. It is a gradual unfolding, like the growth of a tree that slowly reaches toward the sky, stretching its branches toward the sun. There may be times when you doubt yourself or feel uncertain about whether you are on the right path, but each time you shed a layer of conditioning, each time you stand a little more firmly in your truth, you move closer to the full expression of your authentic self. Like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, you gradually shape yourself into the person you were always meant to be. The emergence of the authentic self is a deeply personal and transformative journey that requires courage, self-reflection, and a willingness to let go of the past. It's a journey that invites you to move from the shadows into the light, to step away from the expectations of others and toward the freedom of your own truth. In this space of authenticity, you not only rediscover who you are, but you also uncover a sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment that has always been there, waiting to be embraced. As you embrace your true self, you align with the flow of life, becoming an expression of the love, creativity, and wisdom that lies within you. Living in alignment with oneself and the world is like finding the perfect balance on a tightrope, where every step is a conscious movement toward harmony between inner peace and outer action. It's a state of being where the rhythm of your heart matches the pulse of the universe, and every breath you take is in sync with the flow of life around you. Integration begins with the profound realization that self-awareness, that deep understanding of who you are, is not separate from the world you live in. It is not a matter of retreating into a quiet corner of your mind, but rather of fully engaging with life while maintaining a sense of centeredness and clarity. It's like learning to play an instrument where every note you play is deliberate and connected, but the music is made meaningful only by how it interacts with the space and the other instruments around it. This alignment calls for harmonizing the wisdom you've gained from your inner journey with the reality of the world you experience outside. In this process, practicing compassion and self-love becomes the guiding light, the compass that steers your actions and interactions with the world. Compassion is the soft yet powerful force that helps you connect with others and the world from a place of empathy and understanding. Like the gentle wind that moves the leaves but never forces them, it requires that you look at others with the same kindness and patience that you offer yourself. Self-love, too, becomes essential. It is the root that nourishes the branches of your life. Just as a tree cannot grow strong without deep roots, you cannot fully engage with the world in a healthy way unless you first cultivate a compassionate and loving relationship with yourself. Self-love isn't about being self-centered or narcissistic. It's about respecting your worth, accepting your flaws, and treating yourself with the same tenderness that you would extend to a loved one. When you live from this place of self-compassion, you find that your connection with others deepens and your actions flow with more authenticity and ease. Living in alignment is not just about personal peace. It extends into recognizing the profound interconnectedness between yourself and all forms of life. It's the recognition that you are not separate from the world you inhabit. You are part of the very fabric of existence, woven together with nature, people, and every living being. Just as each thread in a tapestry contributes to the whole, you too play a vital role in the grand design of life. This interconnectedness isn't just a spiritual concept, it's a practical reality that influences the way you engage with the world. It means understanding that your actions, no matter how small, ripple out and affect others, just like a pebble thrown into a pond creates circles that expand far beyond the point of impact. When you live with the awareness that every choice you make has an effect, you begin to live more mindfully, with greater responsibility and care. In this harmonious state, you come to see that your personal well-being is intricately tied to the well-being of the world. You begin to recognize the sacredness in every aspect of existence, from the tiniest ant on the ground to the vastness of the stars in the sky. Nature, with its cycles and rhythms, becomes a mirror for your own life, showing you the delicate balance between growth and rest, action and surrender. Like a river that flows through many landscapes, the current of life connects all things in a seamless flow. This holistic view of existence is both expansive and grounding. It reminds you that as humans, we are part of something far greater than ourselves. Our role in this vast system is not to dominate or control, but to participate in a way that honors the intrinsic value of all life. This broader connection also means understanding that human life is deeply interwoven with the lives of others. We are not solitary islands, but rather part of an intricate web of relationships that stretches far and wide. Every person you meet, every community you interact with, contributes to your experience of the world, just as your actions impact those around you. It is like a giant living organism where each cell has its function and significance, and the health of the whole depends on the well-being of the individual parts. When you live in alignment with this understanding, you begin to see the importance of building relationships based on mutual respect, compassion, and empathy. You recognize that every interaction is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to contribute to the collective well-being. A key aspect of living in alignment is also learning to let go of the illusion of separation. This belief that we are isolated and disconnected from one another and the world. When you see yourself as separate, it's easy to act from a place of fear or scarcity, to view others as competitors or obstacles. But when you recognize your interconnectedness, you realize that you are not in competition with others. Rather, you are all on the same journey, learning and growing together. Like the branches of a tree that spread outward, each branch finds its own path, but is still connected to the trunk and the roots. You begin to operate not out of a desire to prove yourself, but out of a deep understanding that the flourishing of others contributes to your own flourishing. Living in alignment with yourself and the world requires an ongoing practice of mindfulness and self-reflection. It's like tending to a garden. You must regularly check in with your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions to ensure they are in harmony with your true self and the world around you. It means pausing, taking a step back, and observing your thoughts and behaviors, then adjusting them when necessary to align more closely with your values and your understanding of interconnectedness. It's an active process of living with intention and purpose, not simply reacting to the world around you, but actively shaping it through the way you live your life. Spiritual awakening is much like a river, carving its path through the landscape of our lives, shaping and transforming everything it touches as it flows. It is a deeply personal and evolving journey, one that unfolds uniquely for each individual, guided by the currents of self-discovery and inner growth. Along this river of awakening, we encounter different stages that mark our progress, each serving as a stepping stone toward deeper understanding. First, we experience the dominance of the ego, where our thoughts and identities are heavily influenced by external forces, like a puppet controlled by invisible strings. This stage limits our perception, making it difficult to see beyond the surface of things. But then comes the transformative moment of ego death. Like the moment a caterpillar sheds its skin, we let go of the false identities we've held so tightly, and in doing so, we are reborn. This release opens up space for a profound shift in perception, a recognition that there is a deeper, more expansive self beyond the confines of the ego. As we continue our journey, we enter the phase of seeking deeper truths, much like explorers charting unknown lands in search of answers. This phase is marked by questioning everything we once thought we knew, pushing us to explore different philosophies, practices, and ideas. The search is not about finding definitive answers. but about embracing the questions themselves, knowing that each inquiry brings us closer to understanding our true essence. It is during this phase that the authentic self begins to emerge, like a flower blossoming from the soil after a long winter. We begin to shed the layers of conditioning and external expectations, rediscovering who we truly are beneath the surface of societal masks. This newfound authenticity empowers us to live more freely, expressing our true selves in the world with clarity and confidence. Ultimately, this journey leads us to a state of living in alignment, where our inner truth harmonizes with the world around us. We recognize the interconnectedness of all life, realizing that we are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of its vast, intricate web. This deep sense of unity fosters compassion and self-love, guiding us to live with greater empathy toward ourselves and others. It is a reminder that the way we live our lives has a ripple effect, touching everyone and everything in ways we may never fully understand. The journey of spiritual awakening does not promise an end to struggles or challenges, but it does offer a deeper understanding of the self and a broader connection to the world, allowing us to approach life with grace, peace, and a renewed sense of purpose. This transformation is not just personal, it is collective, enhancing the well-being of all, as we recognize that our growth contributes to the flourishing of the world around us. In this way, spiritual awakening becomes not just a journey of the self, but a journey of collective healing, where deeper self-awareness, compassion, and interconnectedness create a ripple effect that touches all of humanity. If this journey of spiritual awakening resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Share your thoughts by typing "I am awakening" to let me know where you are on your path, or if this has sparked something new within you. And if you found this video inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that will guide us toward deeper self-awareness and connection with the world around us. Let's keep this conversation going.